That's customer service right there. Just give them a kiss and tell them you love them. I always wear gloves when I'm handling food for people. Alright, you guys, remember I was talking about my steam table here was leaking. I went through and had to do some sealing on it. So far, check. It's all dry. I've had this table running for probably about 3 hours now. I did turn it down. I had it all the way up, so I don't really understand that there. It goes up to 110 on the side, but my water was temping at like almost 200 inside there. But anyways, those are nice and hot. For some reason, these two are way hotter than this one, but no big deal. We're going to get the briskets and the butts on the smoker here pretty soon. People just keep messaging. I keep advertising on Facebook that we're going to be open this weekend, and people just keep sending me messages. Should probably bring you with me. So I've already loaded this up. I don't think you have to have the basket. I've never used the basket. And it's warm already. I had a fire in here this morning from doing my chicken wings, and I just threw this metal basket in here. It's almost too hot to touch. But anyways, I put the basket in here. The previous owner had this basket built. He called it his competition basket. I guess it just holds the fire up out of it, but I'm going to try running the basket this time. We're going to get this fired up. Go ahead and just turn everything on. Set that about 225. Then that'll burn the wood, but that'll also maintain the heat. So go ahead and get that closed up. We're gonna get that warmed up, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the briskets and the pork butts put on. All right, let's go get the meat out of the fridge so it can start getting not cold. Briskets and oh boy, those are heavy. Briskets and pork butts. Like I said, I've already gone through, seasoned everything yesterday. Salt, pepper, garlic on the beef. That's all I ever put on it. Typically, I make my own pork rub. This particular time, I didn't, because I had a bunch of rub left over from some other project I did. That there's a gentleman here in town that makes a lot of his own rubs, and I get some stuff from him occasionally. So those are just going to sit out here for a minute. There are, I think there's 5 briskets in there. The box originally was about 80 pounds. Of course, after I did all my trimming and everything, I'm probably down to about, if I had to guess, maybe 60, maybe 65. I bet I took at least 15 pounds off just in waste. It's crazy. And I think the butts are about the same. Sucker right there. I've got it set about 225, and it is holding right about 225. I'm gonna let it burn a little bit longer though, let the fire get hotter so it'll clear up that dirty smoke before I Ah, burns my eyes. Watch these latches. These are cool. Like, watch. It's like self-closing. Isn't that cool?
So good.
It'll be real good in the morning. I need like some goggles to wear when I'm over here.
Is it the smoke?
Yeah, it burns my eyeballs so bad. That's with the briskets. This thing is leaning like that way a little bit. And my quick fix to that is I'm going to let some air out of that tire. Is it level yet? Let's have a look at it. Let's go down quite a bit more. It's getting better. I don't want to go any lower because I don't want to tear this tire up. So, it can't be any worse. It's got to be a lot better. And according to that, it's not bad though. Can you guys even see me? We've had this. You can see me now, can't you? This. I'll turn this light back on. I use the square register, the printer, the little thing here. The printer won't quit doing that. Me and my sister have gone down every rabbit hole known to man. Turn my microphone on, I bet you can hear me better now. I think I don't have to yell at the camera now, I can just talk normal. But it is about 9 o'clock at night. I'm about this close to picking this whole system up and smashing it on the ground as hard as I can. So before I do that, I'm just gonna lock this thing. I'm gonna close this thing up and just go inside. Make sure that's off. I ran this thing for several hours. That's all dry still, so I think we're good. This french fries have been sitting there for probably like 6 hours. I don't even care, I'm hungry. Alright. I think I'm gonna go try to find a new printer tomorrow. That's on my to-do list. I'm about to choke on french fry. Alrighty, let's go check on the wood in the basket, but it ought to be good. Well, the sky looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of wood in there still. I might throw a night log in there. If you don't know what a night log is, you never had a wood stove growing up. I can't see anything. Let's see, I should be able to just shove it back up in there. Old night log. I'm gonna tell you. Let's go in the garage where you can see me. I'm gonna tell you a little story. I forgot what I was gonna tell you. Good morning. It's Friday morning. The smoker did an all-nighter. That was my first all-nighter on the smoker. Still holding it right where I left it. I have not opened the door and looked at the food yet. I did come out at about 1 o'clock in the morning and just double check my firebox, and it looks pretty good. There's still a couple chunks of wood in there. It's doing exactly what it is supposed to do. So we're gonna take first look together. Oh yeah. Let's get these things rotating around. Butts are looking beautiful. Let me see what I got. So I don't really go off of temp on these. I'm gonna go off of feel. Still just a little bit of resistance there. They're about 167 or so. That one's pretty easy to poke. Oh, that one's done. That one's almost no resistance. So I'll pull these butts off here in a little bit. Check these. That one's got just a little bit of a tough spot in the middle. Yeah, they just kind of got just a little bit of toughness to them still, which is totally fine. I'm gonna let them ride. They've been on. Oh, that one's. Oh yeah, that one's like butter. That one's got a little bit of a toughness to it. They all just kind of have a small amount of toughness to them still. Let's see how these briskets are doing. Brisket. Oh yeah, it's like I said. I'm not really going off here. Let me tempt this one. Just see what it's saying. Yeah, see, that's only saying 170. Let's hit it up here in the point. 175. But like I said, I don't go off, like, that's got some resistance to it still. So that one's 187. That sucker's pretty soft though. So is that one.
I'm gonna let everything ride for a couple more hours, and then we're gonna come back and probably pull some stuff off. Like I said, I don't really cook to temp. I cook to probe tender. Just kind of feel them. That's where they need to be. I know where they need to be at in my mind. So these briskets honestly could probably come off, but I gotta get my kids ready for school, so I'm gonna let them ride for another hour or so, for sure. The butts, I'm gonna let them go a little while. I might take them off and wrap them in some plastic wrap or something. Sometimes I wrap them in plastic wrap, not foil, but plastic wrap. Well, and then I'll hit them with some foil too, just to help hold the juice in. But the plastic wrap will seal the juice into it, and then I'll just let them sit in here. I might turn this thing down to, I don't know how low this thing will go. It says it'll go down to 100. I might wrap them all up in plastic wrap and foil and turn that thing down to like 125. No, not 125. It's gotta be higher than that. Like 170 or something like that. I can't remember what the holding temp is supposed to be, but I won't let them come out of the safe zone. Okay, how about that?
All right, we've got to run the courses on the slushing machine this morning before. Hang on. Alright, I got somebody coming to work on this register because it's not working right. And so I wanted to take all the cash out because I didn't, she might get left in here unattended and, I don't know her. Anyways, we're going to set this thing up. We're going to fill it up with drink mix and run it all day today. And just make sure it can do its thing right here all day tomorrow. Every time I use this thing, I have to kind of remember how to use this thing. I always wear gloves when I'm handling food for people. And I don't know if that's actually the code. I don't know if it is okay for health departments to just be like, make sure you wash your hands first before you touch people's food. But if I go to a food truck or something, and I see you in there with your bare hands, like grabbing my bun and setting it down, and then, you're putting the hamburger on with spatula or whatever, but you touched my bun with your gross hands. I know dang well you didn't wash your hands last time you did something gross. I don't care if you got the sign up and says you did. I put gloves on. My own peace of mind, and anybody looking in here seeing what I'm doing, they can see that I'm being as careful as possible. That appears to be correct. I'm gonna need another glove. Just trying to make it look a little bit less cluttered and less trashy. It's because it's a girl. There's a girl coming to work on this. If it was some guy, like, guys get it. Girls are like, oh my gosh, it's a mess. That rug needs to be cleaned and put back in the trailer, really. The printer on my thing is not working, like I mentioned. And this lady, she's supposed to be here between 8 and 9, so it's only 8:20. But she had one for sale, the printer I needed. So I messaged her and I cut her price in half. She wanted $200. I'm like, you take $100 for it? I'll come get it. And last night, in my frantic mode of trying to solve my issue, I was messaging everybody on Marketplace that had the correct printer that I needed. And I was just lowballing everybody. I was being that guy. Well, now they're all messaging me back. Alrighty. Let's make note that it is 8:23. We'll just say 8:20. I turned that slushy machine on. Everybody messages me. And they're like, oh, you should take your food truck here. You should take your food truck there. You should do this with your food truck. And you should do that with your food truck. And it'd be so cool if I had your food truck at my work. And I get it. And I love that so many people want to support me. I absolutely love it. But these people don't understand like how much time and how much investment it takes just to open a barbecue truck for a day. A barbecue truck with decent food, not old, cold leftovers from 2 weeks ago. And I had one lady message me. I was trying to be as nice as I could about it. Just trying to find a way to tell her no, I'm not interested without just saying no thanks. But she messaged me. She's like, oh, we'd love to have you out to our work. Like our work pays for the whole thing. It's about 50 people. Our budget is $10 to $12 a person. And I'm like, all right, well, first of all, my combo meal is $17. And right now in my life, I'm only prepared to do sellout events. I'm not prepared to do small things and then have a bunch of food left over. I'm big on all my food like being as fresh as possible. So then I've got all this food left over. Like it would cost, I would charge, let me back up. She had 50 people, let's just say $10 a person. That's $500. I would probably charge you $500 before I started charging you for the cost of food, just to show up. So you're going to pay me $500 just to put some effort into this and drag my 40-foot fifth wheel trailer, 30 to 45 minute drive to where she was at. And then you're going to still pay for your food. So, but I don't know. Like I'm not, I was trying to be nice, but I was like, oh, I don't have the permits and stuff for that particular town and that county, and was trying to beat around the bush and be like, no thanks, I'm not interested. And then she's like, oh well, we're outside city limits and it would be a private event, and I don't think you'd have to deal with the county. I'm like, I'm not interested, lady. I'm going to see if I can't turn.
It's like cat poop over there.
Smells like cat poop?
Yeah, like over here. I love you.
Love you too. That's customer service right there. Just give them a kiss and tell them you love them. Still a tough spot in there. It's only saying 175, 176. It's temping into 170s. Still. 186. Oh, that one's butter. 190. just right. I'll probably go ahead and pull those off. No resistance at all. You see how easy that's going in there? That would just fall apart. Yeah, those are done. Temping isn't really the big thing, guys. It's probe tender is what you're looking for. Let's go check the fire. Might throw a chunk in there. Barbecue gloves. Let the smoke clear out. If I open this thing, look, a lot of smoke out back there. Then I don't have to. Just want to smoke in my face. Hoping these don't fall apart when I pick them up. Ooh, that one's very soft. You know what they call that? It's a snack for the chef. I'm not pulling briskets off right now, I'm just doing the pork butts. Oh man. Yes. It's just falling apart. So good. There's 5 more briskets in there. We're going to let them spin around in circles for a little bit while we take care of these. So what we're going to do is eat this delicious chunk. Make sure it's still delicious. All right. These are jiggly. I'm just going to wrap this. I'm just going to let that hang out for a while. We'll get the briskets off here in just a little bit. I'm going to let these just chill for probably, I don't know, hour maybe. I really ought to but we'll come back in a little bit and we're going to see how that shreds up. I had this lady come out. She had been here like 2.5 hours trying to figure out this square system. And, you know, at first she was real helpful. And then she got to the point that I'm just like, listen, lady, just pack your crap and get out of my trailer. Just leave. Like, I don't want you here anymore. She got on customer service with Square. And the lady was just like the nicest person in the world. The lady on the phone. The lady I had here was just being so mean and so rude to her. It was just like making me uncomfortable. And finally I told her, I'm like, just end this phone call. She's like, yeah, you're right. And so she like hung up on the lady. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, take your crap and just get out of here. That was a mess. Anyways, we got the Square register. Printer still doesn't work. I don't know what's going on. That lady that was here hooked up a new printer, a new cash drawer. She tried all kinds of things. Didn't get it. But then she started getting to the point that she was getting loud and getting frustrated. And I was like, you got to go. I did it in the nicest way possible. But I finally just got rid of her. Like you're not doing anything I can't do on my own. So I do have an older Square register. I'm gonna try hooking it up. It hooks to my tablet, and hopefully I can maybe get it to work. All right, I think we're gonna get these briskets off of here. BRB. See what we got. Oh yeah, oh my gosh. You see how easy that's going in there. No resistance. I probably got them a little bit too good. Oh man. Just like Jello. The problem is you cook them too good and then you can't pick them up. That one's got a good amount of flex to it. I almost can't. Oh man, that one's like Jello. This one ought to be. Oh man, these are perfect. That one just kind of fell apart, but nice clean bone. Let's find the bone on this one. Ain't that a shame? So we're just going to get the shredding up in here. There's one right there. There's another one. It's a lot easier to shred without those big rubber gloves on. It's hot. I'm going back to these gloves. These are just so thick, it's hard to really feel like what I'm doing. I know there's some big pieces down there on the bottom still. There's probably still a whole butt down there somewhere. Letting them rest like that. I didn't have those hard centers that I was talking about. That could have easily been avoided. I know some of you barbecue critics will probably get on to me about it, but by just letting them cook a little longer. But I was one more. I almost forgot. Told my daughter I'd make her a pan to take with her. So I better save the rest of that. She's going somewhere else this weekend. I told her I'd fix her up a big old pan of barbecue to take and share with everyone. Alright, it's a pretty decent amount. That'll make several sandwiches. And I'm still going to fill another one up with brisket. Guess I'll put the rest of this in one for me.
Do you want any of the salad?
No. Do you want some pulled pork? It's hot and fresh.
No.
Okay.
I'm full. I would.
Cutting board. I better go inside and get my favorite knife. It's not out here. All right. Point flat. We're gonna see. A lot of guys would just like chop it right there and be done with it. I like to kind of put a little effort into it. Kind of do that number. Now I've got point and flat. You know, I might not be the best at doing that, but no, I'm not throwing this away. Just be patient. See that? Just a little bit too tender. It's alright, I don't mind. Shredded brisket. It's never been a problem for me. None of my customers have ever complained about it. Just gotta taste good. It's got a really good crust on the bottom. That right there. It's called snack. It's also called burnt ends. Spatula. This is not the spatula I wanted, but it'll do. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know if you can hear it crunching through that bottom crust on this brisket. This side's slicing up a lot better. I was friends with him on Facebook. And actually, I thought I was friends with him overall. I finally had to block him once I started doing my own barbecue. Because just nothing was ever right. You know, he was just always was just critiquing and telling me what I'm doing wrong. And you can't do it like that. You got to do it like this. I don't sell burnt ends. I just eat them. That's my snack. See, a grain. I run this way. So you want to slice it that way. You don't want to slice it this way, because then you get long, stringy pieces. Actually, I'll probably. My gosh. Flip that over. Come on, baby, get through the crust. I'm going to have to flip that over. It doesn't want to get started on the crust. This is where you get your burnt ends from. These guys will cube up these points. Call it burnt ends. Realistically, this is burnt ends. The burnt ends of it. It's become such a big thing that these barbecue places now are giving you like this, cubes of meat like that, and calling it burnt ends. But there's nothing burnt about them. It's just a delicious chunk of brisket is all it is. I ain't mad at it. I ain't judging anybody. But burnt ends just become such a staple in barbecue. Like here, let me show you. See this chunk right here? That's true burnt ends. That's a burnt end right there. It's delicious. It's a little bit tender, and I'm gonna eat it. Those are burnt ends. Just salt, pepper, and garlic on a brisket. That's all I do. I used to put a little red pepper, crushed red pepper in there. Give it a little kick. And I probably still will occasionally. But being in the barbecue business, you kind of have to be consistent. So I either got to do it or don't. Look at that piece there. That is the most beautiful burnt end we've ever seen. I think I only serve half the brisket that I cook, because I eat the other half. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you how these barbecue guys are making burnt ends. I'm doing just that, and then they're cutting these big cubes. It's hot. Throw that on your plate. Just about too tender. That's what you go to a barbecue joint, get burnt ends a lot of times. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get cubed up point like that. I don't offer burnt ends because it goes through the brisket way too fast. I could slice that up, and that's probably only about 1.5 sandwiches, but I'd rather smash that up and put it on a sandwich. That's burnt ends. I know I've been talking about burnt ends a lot, but that's my take on burnt ends. See, the grain's running that way, so we really ought to be slicing it this way. This is just going to be this one's going to be chopped brisket right here. This one's got a little more density to it. It'll actually slice. That's a good cut of meat there. Pulls right apart, but it holds it sliced. On my food truck, there's no consistency with the brisket. I know how to cook it and make it taste delicious. You might get slices, you might get bits and pieces. Alright, I'm actually going to put this keep setting these chunks to the side, but really it's all for the customers. Just dice it up and mix it in. You won't just get this on a sandwich. I'll make sure you get a good variety of delicious meat on your sandwich. Do something like that. Behind the scenes, those guys are just hack jobbing these things just like I am. Alright, just for the sake of viewing, let's do it. This is what they do. Take them, and then they stack them. They get out really close to the camera, and they squeeze them so they look delicious. And then they're like, all right, let's cut this thing up. And that is how they do it. Now, a lot of the restaurants and stuff you go to, they don't, I am kind of breaking a rule of thumb by pre-slicing my brisket here. That's kind of a no-no. This is a messy job, though. I ain't got time to be cutting brisket in the trailer. And, like, when it's all that's on your menu, pretty much, like, I don't have a huge menu, and maybe only a portion of my customers are going to get some barbecue. I need to switch out my pans. I don't have a huge menu where, like, oh, let's get the brisket out because somebody ordered barbecue. No, everybody that comes to my window is getting barbecue. So I got this installed. It's fold down table, just like that. I put that little backsplash on there. This is condiment station. That's where all the sauces, napkins, and silverware, and there'll be a trash can over there. That's where all that good stuff's gonna go. We're getting sauces loaded up in here right now. I gotta run through the courses. Like, there's a box of silverware. It's gotta go in there. These are ketchup packets. I'll set those out if people just want some plain ketchup, but I got the squeeze balls of the spicy ketchup. That's my jam. Just trying to get the final touches in there. It seems like every time I put something else in there, I got to reorganize because that thing is filling up fast. That sucker's going to be heavy. No way all these are going to fit in there. So these wings are very disappointing in how, like, they're just tiny. Some of these wings are so small. So I'm actually going to sell them by the pound tomorrow and not per wing. Typically we charge $1 a wing, but there is just no way I'd feel right charging $1 a piece for these things. Well, got most of them in there. Fit. There. Alright. Wings are in the fridge. When those get ordered, sell them by the pound. You have a scale here. It's already teared out. Let's take that off. Get back on 0. Pound the wings in the fryer. Out to the customer. Good morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Today we're opening the food truck. One of my problems that I have right now is we've got frozen lemonade slushies on the menu. That side's slushed up real good. This side's basically just still lemonade. And it's not really like I can just be like, it's not slushy. Here's a regular lemonade. It's a syrupy mix, so it doesn't do well as a liquid. But it has, like you can see here, it's slushy up here, and not down here. So I've had some problems with this thing in the past, but I don't know. It seems like every time I use my slushy machine, something's wrong with it. I think it might just be time to get a new one or find a service company that can just go through it. I don't know if you like it. Our plan today, because we're already committed, is to we're going to pull drinks from this side and then just periodically take some of this with a scoop or a cup or something and keep transferring it over to the side that actually works. You know, I don't know if there's a right answer for any of that, but that's the answer for today. We're getting all this warmed up, getting that warmed up. I've got all my brisket and pork in the oven right now, getting it brought back to temp, and then we'll get it transferred over to the smoker. Beans are on the stove, getting warmed back up, and macaroni is in the process of being made, and then we'll whip up some coleslaw here in just a little bit. Alright, we are just about ready to party. That one's slushed. This one's doing its best, you know, just like the rest of us in life. We're just doing our best. We're about ready to party. Wings, coleslaw, more wings, potato salad, brisket, pork, mac and cheese, baked beans, potatoes, queso cheese. That'll get fired up later. There's nothing in there. Chips for nachos. What are we missing? That's it. This thing is loaded up. Oh, not loaded up. There's a can of cheese in there. That's going to be loaded up later. I still got 3 pans of food in the oven, just kind of bringing them back to temp. I'm just going to let them sit in there until we are ready to roll, but it won't be long. We got to get the pumps for that. Somebody uptown right by where we're setting up is going to loan us some pumps because mine haven't showed up yet. I got to get a bowl for my scale, but otherwise, man, we're pretty much ready to party. Oh man, I didn't have time to do any filming, guys. It was an insane 2.5 hours. We opened at 11. I think we closed at like 2-ish. We pretty much sold. Well, not pretty much. We did. That's pulled pork there. A snack. We're out. Just trash. We're out of slaw. We're out of potato salad. 80 pounds of brisket. 80 pounds of beef. 50 pounds of potatoes. It's all gone. Probably about 5 gallons of mac and cheese. Went through about 2 gallons of queso. Went through a few gallons of barbecue sauce. This trailer looks like a tornado hit it. But everything worked. We didn't really have any hiccups. Pure chaos. A line of 20 people deep. Steady 20 people deep line for 2.5 hours. Completely insane. But it's cleanup time now. My sister's helping me. We're gonna try to whip this trailer back into shape. But I'm not gonna do any recording because I just want to get this done. I'll touch base with you guys in a little while. Alright, we got her whooped. It might not look like much to you, but this is good enough for me for today. I've had enough and I'm ready to go inside. My wife and kids want to go play bingo tonight. That starts in 30 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. Like I said, today was a complete sellout. In just a couple hours, we got home and got all the dishes done, got everything wiped down, got everything cleaned up so it's clean. It's sustainable. Now I can really tie up the loose ends on it in a couple days. Probably tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow's Sunday. I don't really have anything going on. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna buzz back through it and, you know, wipe everything down with some bleach water and stuff like that. But overall, everything's clean and everything is good to roll, good to go. I'll probably wrap this video up, and I really appreciate you guys watching, hanging with me. Anybody that's been watching all my videos, I think mostly my sister and Logan and my niece and nephew. I think they watch them too. My nieces and nephews, like a few of them. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna do another barbecue event pretty soon. A few weeks, so that'll be a good time. I'll be sure to bring you guys along. I'll try to get more filming done while I'm in the trailer, actually like doing it. I think it'd be cool to like just do some of that stuff, but no way I had time today. I barely had time to breathe today. See you guys.